Alrighty, so we're in the midst of like doing a brand refresh, and I thought, you know what, instead of like dragging it out, like doing it in solitude as I usually do, why not just do regular dispatches and sort of like share the process? Like, what does it go into making a brand refresh? Which is a lot of the work is something that you're usually going to apply when you're doing a brand design to begin with. So, why are we doing this anyways? One of the reasons is because we wanna reposition ourselves from being just a chatbot into building upon like the AI technology and focusing on creating like AI agents that can answer in your Slack. So there's just like a shift in the technology that and the product that we're offering, and also the target audience, right? So we have a better understanding now with the couple of years that we're running, like where is actually the market going and like who do we want to like target. So I want like that visual brand to support like that business objective. And the thing about the current brand is that it's good. Like by no means I would say that it's a bad one. I just feel that it doesn't really like how do I put it? It just misses setting like the right expectations. And then here comes the question, like, well, what kind of expectations do we want to set? So we did it like a walk and talk type of workshop, like where we defined our objectives and our audience and what and who is our ICP. And my role as a designer is like to take this and figure out, okay, so we want to like position it in a way that sets the right signals. Like, so what kind of a look feeling that we want to communicate? Like, what kind of where do we want like people to place us when they get to interact with question base? So in a nutshell, this is like an agent for enterprise, which immediately for me sends the signal, okay, so we're targeting enterprises. This needs to feel established, it needs to feel reliable, it needs to feel precise, right? So these are kind of like keywords that I already have in mind. We're looking kind of like the high level stuff. So we want to like train it. You want to train the agent on your data. So I'm thinking like interactivity. Slack native, works as an assistant. In here, I'm thinking about Slack is like buzzing, it's energetic, it's positive. Knows everything where your team document it, create an agent in 2 minutes. This feels like, both feels like cutting edge, like technological, but at the same time like accessible. I think I should put this accessible. And it's like super important, like compared to other like enterprise solutions, like what we actually offering people is a lot more cost effective way for them like to set up like their agents and to in much shorter sales process. So I have like these things in mind, and yesterday I was supposed to do this video yesterday, but I got carried away in collecting inspiration. So everything that you're seeing right here, like I was just like roaming through Pinterest, like just collecting stuff, going through a rabbit hole. And a couple of minutes before the video, like I sat down, I looked at it, and I sort of started forming a feeling around the different possible, like different patterns that I'm seeing as directions. So just wanted to share. I thought that sharing like this process is gonna be interesting for some. Besides, I really enjoy making these patches. So the first direction is, I kind of nicknamed it positively technological. So there is like the tech feeling around it, but it just has like that bright belief to it. It's soft. It feels very nice for the touch, and that mainly comes in like from the just the amount of um, softness to it. Okay, so where do we get that softness from? Well, we get it from the um, mild contrast that we're getting from the colors. We're getting it from the round edges. We're getting it from the pastel colors. But it also, like, it feels alive, right? Like, it's not something that's just muddled down in pastel colors. It's actually the technological aspect, like the modern feel of it comes from the bright colors. Um, Actually, like this one, I would even put it to probably like here. And what I really love about like this visual direction is that it just has a feeling of curiosity. Like when I see it, it's curious and at the same time, like it feels very humane. Like I feel like there is a good balance between these qualities, right? It does feel accessible. These are like just all sorts of designs, all sorts of like visual designs where I have seen it, I felt something, and I just like collected it. And then afterwards, I just looked for the connection between them. I just generally like the sense of cleanliness, but at the same time, it doesn't feel boring. It's it feels joyful. So yeah, like that's one visual direction that I'm seeing. Like I really like these photographs from my visual aesthetic quality. The lightning, both of these photographs are taken like with flashes, so you have like these really bright, clean, crispy colors, very defined contrast and shadows. At the same time, the retouching that has been done, it's very refined, right? So you can just see like the skin tones, how painting like they appear. So this is something I really like because it's colorful, it's joyful, accessible, but at the same time it doesn't feel cheap. So I feel like this strikes a good balance because we wanna elevate the perceived value, and we want a customer like to bucket this in the enterprise sector. Okay, so then we have like these two visual directions. So the second one, I call it digital enterprise, and I think that this one here in particular is really sums up the whole visual aesthetic. The purplish colors and the dark scheme create like that sense of technology, and okay, this is some advanced tech. And the typography, the way that they have used it, so the serif font just feels serious business in this context, right? Because for example, if we look at it here, look at this, it's so interesting. Typography is just a whole universe by itself. Look, we have a serif font here as well, but this feels more editorial. It feels catering to people that read and are intellectuals. Whereas here, and especially in this combination, it's like, look, we're in here to make money, and we're gonna make money out of you, and you're gonna make money out of our product. the clothing of the people also like adds up to this. Like, you know that these are type A individuals like working hard and making good money. So yeah, like that's kind of like this digital enterprise aesthetic. This one feels really good. Like it's very clean, modern, and solid at the same time. You know, there is energy to it. Like it's not stagnant. Color is there, as you can see, but it's very it's very reduced, right? Like, it's not abundant. On the contrary, like there is an exclusivity to the color. So when you get to use it, like, then it really draws a lot of attention. Like, for example, on this one with the plan, on this one, this is really nice. Like the gradient adds up to that feeling of tech. So are these ones, by the way, like these kind of like abstract things. The photography is gorgeous. We have like these deep shadows and high contrast, which work really good because like our eyes are naturally drawn to contrast. This is like the first thing that we see in a person. Like we look at the eyes. Like the eyes are the part of our body that gets the most amount of contrast, especially like if you have dark eyes like myself. So we're drawn like to these points of contrast, like we see here the face and like the green and the sharp contrast between the light and the dark. So this feels more expensive, it feels more serious, it feels more technological. So like there is like that aspect of it. And then there is like this one that I nicknamed Future Tech. So this one goes even a step further, right? So we have a visual language that, first of all, it feels a lot more exclusive, right? Like this is not something that is for everybody, especially when you look at something like this. I don't know what they're doing, but I guess it's big money. Might be some VC type of thing. And there is just a sense of refinement to the whole visual aesthetic. So especially like in things like this, when you have these fine details, you can see it like here with the thin lines, things are drawing attention with contrast and size, but not too much, not screaming for it. It's quite different from this, right? This is designed to feel welcoming and accessible, whereas this one here is designed to feel very established, serious, technological, right? This is super important because the beauty of visual design is that it's just rewriting reality. You can have like the same thing as a product. Like it's so funny because like the product and the visual packaging, like they're not necessarily, logically related. We're kind of like creating like that mental story that they're kind of related. But I lost my train of thought. Anyways, but generally like here, like the feeling is very exclusive, very refined. Like this is very established, expensive, and fine details. Like it's such a beautiful balance that you get, and you can see it also here, right? The intricacies. Where do we get these intricacies? Well, we get them from the spacing between these lines, these bars, the intricacies of the button and the monospace font. Like all these things, like they add up to that feeling of detail. in generally, like, there's things are like very mild. You know, there's no harsh lighting. It's very um, it's very soft on the eyes to look at it, which makes it pleasant, right? So this is not something necessarily that is like screaming and like drawing attention, but it feels nice for the eyes to touch it. Um, so yeah, like these are like the three different kind of like interpretations of like the look and feel that I want to get like into this refresh. I am sort of like leaning towards a mixture of like the first one and the second one. Third one I feel may be better suited for something else, because I miss, like in the third one I kind of miss that interactive element to it, right? Because what we're offering our customers is they can create their own agents, they can put them to work, they can tweak them, iterate, customize. So I want to get that feeling when people visit our website and when they get to interact with our content. And of course, like the copywriting and the visuals are supporting this. But in this one, the third one, I feel like that there's too much establishment and it feels a little bit stagnated, right? Like that's kind of like, it's more set and still. Whereas like here, because of like that saturation of color that we're seeing like here, I feel like that there's more of that like energy and like digital element aspect. Same as here, right? Like there is here actually feels very creative. It feels that there is many ways of doing it, different scenarios that it can adapt to. So there is definitely, and it feels a lot more accessible. So the challenge with this visual direction here would be, how do we get it to feel that this is, you know, established, that it's secure, and that this is something that, you know, we can plug it into your organization, because we're talking about like 500 plus type of size of customers. So yeah, if you've been watching this up until now, that means that you found it interesting, which I'm happy to imagine, because I can't really hear this. Anyways, I'm gonna keep making these ones. I enjoy them myself. There's nothing better than to listen to my voice and to share the things that I am passionate about, which is visual design. All right, peace.